And we're back. You're listening to the Talking Boxing with Billy C show. Glad you could join us. And don't forget, if you're looking for a pretty damn good pizza, check out Sal's Neighborhood Pizzeria. You could check out his menu and drool over what you can see online, www.salsneighborhoodpizzeria.com, or give him a call, 912-268-2328. That's 912-268-2328. Make sure you tell him Billy C sent you, and demand a cannoli with the pizza that you get. He'll throw it in for nothing. And don't forget about my book. That's right. It's right here, right in front of you. See, it's in my hands. Tom Molyneux, From Bondage to Baddest Man on the Planet. It's out now. Now, you can get it at Amazon.com. You can get it at Barnes & Noble. Or if you want a signed copy, visit our website, www.billycboxing.com, and click on the book club section, and there'll be some instructions there. Well, joining us right now is the man himself. Please welcome my man, Sal Rocky Cenicola. What's up, Sal?
Hey, Billy. How are you, buddy?
Not too bad, my man. Not too bad. We're finally getting some rain here. We didn't have any rain for a while, and now it's like, okay, we had enough. You know, it's rained all day. You know, but anyway, last week there was a couple of fights on. You know, I mean, there was a couple of entertaining fights or whatever, but I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on, and hopefully your announcement. Last week you said you were going to let us know today, but Floyd Mayweather's next fight is against Andre Berto. Now, you know, Floyd Mayweather obviously is regarded as today's number one pound-for-pound fighter. He's winding down his career. He claims this will be his last fight. He's trying to tie Rocky Marciano's 49-0 record. And as great as he says he is, I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather, and, you know, as he tries to, you know, fight fighters, or at least convince the fans that he's fighting fighters that have some relevance in the division that he fights in, he comes up with Andre Berto, who's not even relevant. I mean, this is a guy that's, you know, has seen his better days. I mean, he's not an old fighter by any stretch, but he's a very limited fighter, and he doesn't seem to pose any kind of a threat to Floyd Mayweather. What's your thoughts on that fight, on that particular opponent that Floyd has chosen? And do you think, like some of his fans, that he deserves to walk away with what I'm going to define as a layup fight? What's your thoughts?
Well, you know, layup fight is a good title, but, you know, again, here we were talking last week, any given night somebody could be beat, but you know what, is Mayweather going to take that and make that a risk for him on that night, September 12th? No, I doubt it. And, you know, Berto, in all due respect, I think, you know, of course we could say he's going to have a puncher's chance. The thing is, will he ever have a chance to land? You called it. You told me what you had in mind that Mayweather was going to do right after he fought Pacquiao last time. You told me this is going to be the fight that we're going to look at. You called it. And then you said he's going to make one more to break Marciano's record, and he's going to probably rematch Pacquiao, which I will not show again. But I think that with Berto as an opponent, he's got a puncher's chance. But the reality of it is, you know, Mayweather, you may not be that fond of him. I'm not always fond of him. But when you look at the title of boxing and the definition of boxing, and if you respect the old Marcus of Queensberry rules, he does pretty much concisely and precisely with that outlines. He tries to hit and he tries to counter and avoid those punches and not being hit. And I mean, I can't blame him for walking away and winning like that, even though it's not my style of fighting. In fact, I'll tell you what, you want to come back, he has my style of fighting. I'd love to go in and again. But Billy, I think Berto may offer some opposition with a puncher's chance and maybe cutting the ring off on him and trying to land a shot and get him in trouble. Will the reality of that happen? I doubt it. Because Mayweather is crafty. Mayweather is smart. Mayweather is calculating. Mayweather is a cerebral fighter, and he's definitely taking on this risk as a as a calculator risk. And I think that he should defeat Berto and outbox him in lackluster fashion and avoid him. And like I said, he follows the rules, and he just does what he has to walk away with the win. And he does it in a style that may not make it the one type of fight for fanfare and to talk about legends that we discussed today of yesteryear, but he will do it and effectively, and he will beat Berto. Is it worth me bringing into the pizzeria and having a big show? Well, you and I are going to discuss that in just a little bit. But I think he'll outbox Berto. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this, because you've brought up kind of a sore subject with me, and the thing is this: a lot of Floyd Mayweather's fans use that exact term that you just did before, the sweet science. You were alluding to the sweet science by definition, hit and not get hit. And I believe that they're leaving out a very important part of that statement. What Floyd does is he does land a punch on his opponent, and at times he's an exceptional counterpuncher. But he doesn't stand in the pocket, and he doesn't let his hands go. So this is a guy that's throwing at the most 4 punches, like he avoids the shot. Maybe he lands a punch or two, and then his way of getting out of harm's way is to physically get out of the way, where he's not in any position to land another blow on his opponent, nor is his opponent in a position to land a blow on him. To me, the definition of sweet science is a fighter who hits, not gets hit back, but remains in a position to inflict damage on his opponent, not by running to the other side of the ring, resetting himself, and then coming back again like Groundhog Day, do the same thing. Land a punch, avoid a counter punch, land one more, and get on your bicycle. What do you think about that way, where I'm saying that he should be a guy that avoids the punch, but still is there to inflict damage? He would have more knockouts. He would be more exciting. What's your thoughts on that?
Billy, I agree with you. I mean, staying in a pocket and firing the gun, that's a term we used. And, we used to do a drill when I was fighting with the Old Army boxing team. We would stand toe-to-toe just as a drill, and we would do 30 seconds drill where one guy would try to pound on us and find the openings while we were just using inside fighting and techniques, slipping and avoiding and countering. It was fun. I loved it. It was great. And that's not what he's willing to do, to trade, to stay in the pocket and fire the guns, and to be defensive. I know that. And he knows that, because that's not his style. He's more of what I would almost call fencing with the sword. Using it in an artful way with the jab and striking with the blade or with the fence, with the sword when you can, when the opening's there, and then getting out of the way and defending yourself. He's more of a fencer in the ring than he is a fighter. He's definitely a boxer. I mean, but the sense of this, I think I respect and I understand where you're coming from, because your impression, your definition of fighting and boxing and sweet science is very much shared along my same thoughts and same desires. But as we know, he marches to his own drum and a different drum, and his definition and satisfied answer is the fact that, hey, I'm just doing what I got to do, and I'm not getting hit, and I'm hitting my people, I'm striking them, and my opponent is going to lose. So I know where he's coming from, and I feel the same way. I feel, you stay in the pocket, you fire the guns, you avoid the punches, and you use the ring to your advantage. Now, maybe Berto couldn't call for a smaller ring. I don't know. Well, I fought in some phone booths, it seemed like, once or twice, 16-foot ring here and there. I mean, you could fight in a smaller ring. Maybe that'll be a different shade for Mayweather to contend with. Have less room to run.
Hey, let me ask you another question, and this is what I've said, and I think you and I have talked about this one-on-one. But, first of all, Mayweather and Andre Berto are somewhat friends, all right? Good friends, to be exact. And, there was a fight that Mayweather fought several years ago against Robert Guerrero, and Robert Guerrero actually earned his spot. He came up in a couple of weight classes and he beat a couple of guys to get him his spot. And when he got in the ring with Floyd, he ended up doing nothing that he had done up to this point. And I made a statement. I said, I think that people, it's human nature to, not want to inflict. It's like this. If Floyd Mayweather all of a sudden sent me a check for $1 million, I would find it pretty hard to cut the guy up. Even though I still am not a big fan of his, the guy just hooked me up financially. It's the same principle. Andre Berto is arguably making the biggest payday he's ever made in his life. Does he really go in there and try to kill the guy that just put him financially in the black for the rest of his life? I mean, isn't it human nature to kind of show a little extra respect towards that person?
Well, here we go again. You just opened up that can of worms that I discussed the last time on the show, maybe 2 weeks ago. Why did they ever take it away? And when did they ever say it's a boxing, it's a fight, it's a purse? You're fighting for a purse. It's professional fighting. The winner should get the large purse. The loser should take the lesser of the purse. You know what? You want to see straight. You want to see boxing. You want to see everything else. I don't care if you're a champion or not. You signed a contract. Let the winner take the majority of the purse. Let the loser get the lower portion. And you'll see things more on straighten up and desire and passion and fire back in the belly to fight. I mean, I know what you're saying. And like you said, Berto's going to be set. He's fine. He's never seen this kind of a payday check. And, is he going to bite the hand that's just fed him and his family? Probably not. He's going to put a good show. He's going to make it look great. And do we want to say there's any fabrication, any fights and everything else? No, by all means, there's not. If you go out there, you try to fight, and you got to win. But, could it take a little less sting out of being humble and losing to an undefeated fighter that just gave you a couple $1 million? And is it so embarrassing? Well, again, to me, I'd fight till they carried me out of the ring on a stretcher. But the bottom line is, I think, what's in one man's heart, we never know. But on black and white paper, written down, see the pros and cons. Yeah, I think you're right. I put it in the same alley. That's why, Billy, they got to straighten some things out. And I say, whenever a fight takes place, the winner of the fight should get the prize title, but should get the prize, should get the larger purse, and the loser gets whatever they decide beforehand, less.
I agree.
Should probably be at least 50% less. Then you'll see some real credibility. Then you'll see some fire in the belly. We were also talking about how the fighters of yesteryear, Billy, stepped up to the plate, rose to the occasion, wanted to taste greatness. Not only taste it, they ate it. They drive, they strive, they ate it. Look at young Sugar Ray Leonard. Let's talk about Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, whatever you want to call him at the time. Here he was wanting to take on the big bad Sonny Liston. That was a killer. And he did it because he rose to the occasion, because he wanted to. He wanted to be great. Muhammad Ali never wanted to be or share mediocrity. He never wanted that. Sugar Ray Leonard never wanted that. Roberto Duran never wanted that. These are fighters that are legends today. You're not going to see that, Billy. Floyd Mayweather could have a record of 100-0. You know what? I'm never going to see him as a legend. And am I going to see that he did a good job? He does a great job. He's a good fighter. He's a champion. Sure, he beat. But is he facing all the top opposition? Is he looking to rise to the occasion to say, hey, I'm going to put everything on the line. I want to walk on that tightrope. I want to see if I fall one way or the other and what it's like. Because I want to prove and shut up all my downing comments and let them know that, yes, I am the real deal. I am the best. And I am for real. And I'm here to show you right now tonight. I don't see that for him, man. I just see, hey, let's sign the contract, let's fight, and let's get on with this.
You're right. And it's like this. For Floyd Mayweather today, whether he's fighting Andre Berto or Sal Cenicola, it doesn't matter. He's better than everyone in his weight class. He's going to win, right? But here's the thing. Just like you said, a great fighter, a fighter that's going to cement his legacy as an all-time great, And this is what bothers me, because a lot of the young fans have already put him in that category because of the money he's made and because he's undefeated, which already starts, the downward swing of our sport. But if he truly was followed that same mental path, that same mentality that fighters of yesteryear, and what a great point you made about Ali and Sonny Liston. Floyd Patterson was scared to death. Sonny Liston had to wait years before he got a shot at him. I mean, and what does Ali wants to go right after him? You're right. Sugar Ray Leonard retires, comes back, goes after the numero uno guy and Marvin Hagler. The list goes on and on. If Floyd Mayweather wants to be discussed with those greats, then he needs to step outside of the comfort zone and fight someone like a Triple G. I say Triple G only because Triple G, theoretically, even though he's not that much bigger than Floyd, is a bigger weight class and all of this type of thing that could say, hey, just like you said, your exact words, hey, look at me. I'm going to show you how good I am. I am going to take the toughest guy. For my last fight, I am going to take the toughest guy out there. I'm going to beat him, and then I'm going to ride off into the sunset. To me, even me, his worst critic, would have to put him on a pedestal for doing that. And whether he lost...
I would too. I cheered it. I would... same thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, even if he lost, Sal, I would be I would have more respect for him. I
would say he did it the right way. He did it his way, but he did it the right way, and that's the way he went out with that last fight.
Yeah. I mean, no doubt. But anyway, this weekend we got a couple of fights. One I wanted to ask you about specifically, Antonio Tarver against Steve USS Cunningham. Now, Tarver is a guy who made his name really with one fight, and that was Roy Jones Jr. To me, Antonio Tarver, no disrespect to him, he's a great ringside analyst, but he is an overrated fighter. He fought at light heavyweight, then cruiserweight. Now he's fighting at heavyweight. Steve Cunningham was a very well accomplished cruiserweight who now is campaigning at heavyweight. These two guys are meeting this weekend, and it's actually a very meaningful fight. The winner of this fight most likely will get a shot at a title, or at the very least in an elimination bout. So there is a lot of stuff riding on this fight. Whether these two guys should be the guys fighting for this opportunity or not, that's a whole nother story. But at the end of the day, I believe it's an evenly matched fight. What's your thoughts on this matchup that we're going to see this weekend?
Yeah, I've looked at these guys a little bit, and I like the old guys. So Tarver at 46 about there.
Well, they're both neither one of them is spring chickens. So I mean, they got nothing on you, Sal. They got nothing on you.
I know. Forget about it. No, but and Antonio Tarver, he's a southpaw, correct?
Tarver, yes, he is.
Yeah. So he's going to come at Cunningham a little unorthodox, as he may be more comfortable facing an orthodox fighter. So I do think it's a pinnacle fight for both of these guys. And again, let's see who rises to the occasion. I think Antonio Tarver realizes at the age of 46 that this is probably going to be his make or break at this point on going forward. And here we go. What's in one fighter's heart or mind? Can he rise to the occasion? Does he see himself as, hey, you know what, I really haven't done much, or Roy Jones put me on the map and made me here, but can I dig deep, and do I have what it takes to really put on a show and say to everybody, guess what, I may be aging, I may be past my prime, but let me show you what I still have in my heart, my soul, my body, my spirit, my passion, my fire, and let me go out there and show what I could do against Cunningham. And then in Cunningham, what does he have in his heart, his mind? And that's what frustrates me, because I can speak what I think these guys should be feeling, what I think these guys should be wanting and desiring. I only know what Sal Cenicola just felt when he was going into a ring, or what his heart, what his passion, what his mind was all about. And Steve Cunningham, yeah, he's going to go out there, and I think he has the ability to land some punches and to have a well-fought fight against Tarver. And if it was me flipping a coin or saying, hey, I think Tarver might come up with a decision. and just because of his experience, his age, and maybe his ability to move a little bit around the ring. Cunningham, though, certainly is going to be in the fight and could certainly turn the tide and rise the occasion, beat Tarver.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an entertaining fight. I'm actually looking forward to the co-main event. Marco Huck is on that, and it's the first time he's fighting here in the United States. He's a German fighter, so I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully you'll get a chance to watch those fights this weekend on Spike TV. Hint, hint, and then we can talk about it next week. So. That's right. But anyway, before we let you go, I'm going to throw you on the spot here. You know, we said last week, once the Mayweather-Berto fight was officially announced, that we would love to do something, because I know a lot of the fans have no interest in buying this fight unless they get to come to Souths, you know. So what's your thoughts?
That puts another facet, another spin on this, and I might have to put it off now, the decision, till next week. But you know, it's so funny. This little island I live on, which I wish you guys can all come down to see the beauty of this little island off the coast of Georgia. We're 15 minutes right off off of I-95, and you'll get some of the best pizza in the world. But I'll tell you what, last week we had on the island, John Mosiunas, who worked for Don King and still works for Don King for many years, and was a promoter manager of my last fight. And Eric Botcher, who's been the matchmaker, they were here on the island. And of course, I mentioned to them I'm thinking about bringing the fight on and bringing the fight back, and they were both present with you and I here for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, which was a really good time, just a real bad fight. So I think we could put our own dream team together again, Billy, hint, hint, and you and I lead that pack, and we could have a real good time. I know that what happened last time, we had a better time than the fight. I'd like it to be on a par level, and does this fight call for that kind of what we put into it? Maybe it could. It could be a little bit of a combat and a little bit of a time, and just give us a nice time to meet and get reunited with the fans around here, and start building a little pocket for Billy's show down here, and to do this on a regular basis. And I'd like to see what your fans think, and maybe get their opinion, because I would be doing it for them too. Because I like your fans; they're very supportive and they're great people, and they're very smart too. Your fans, because I know you educate them and they call in, and they know what they're doing. So I might have to put this decision off till next week, because I want to talk to you, Billy, and I want to talk to John and see what we're going to do to put the dream team together again, and what we're going to have as far as the logistics. I'll talk to the pay-per-view networks and see what the fees are, and then we'll put it together. And we'll still have about a month to get it done.
Sounds good. And I think that, we'll talk about that. And I know that verbally anyway, people that were there last time, already said that that's the only way they're going to watch it if they come to you. So, which ought to be interesting. And I think the fact that the island heard about it, and a lot of people regretted not going. I think that's going to be a lot easier for you. But remember one thing, we can't be held responsible for the fight itself. What we're offering is an outlet for it. And like you said, Floyd's not going to be around forever. Hopefully this is his last fight, and then somebody else is going to take that spot, and hopefully it'll be an exciting fighter like a Triple G, and we start doing Triple G fights, or whatever.
That would be that's what I want. That's going to be the next generation to follow of boxing, in the next era, I should say. You have this Triple G. You have a couple guys. I still like. Who do we see against Mayweather at the sports club? We saw, Alvarez. And, I think he's going to be a good fighter. He is a good fighter. So we have some rising stars, I think, in the game that they're brought along, and they get the right exposure. They keep their heads on straight. Boxing will survive. I just want boxing to do more than survive. I wanted to get that back, that feeling of the day, the era where you're seeing two combatants create history in the realm of boxing, and that's what I want to see again. and that's what we have to try to promote and push and make every event like that worth everyone's while, especially the fans who are also going to demand that. And again, boxing rises to the occasion of what the fans should start demanding. And that's going to be the next conversation we should try to delve down.
The way I'm looking at it is I want to go down and have some pizza, and if there's a fight on in the background, good enough, so.
You know what? That's what I love about you, Billy. They cut through the chase. Give me the stuff without the fluff.
Right.
And that's what we do.
That's the way I am. I'm not gonna get the mirrors, the smoke and mirrors, but
the smoke and mirrors or the stuff. Well, give me no fluff.
That's right. Listen, I'll try and give you a shout tomorrow, and we could chat a little bit. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule tonight, as become your usual night. And great job as usual. And look forward to you next week, man. Make sure you catch these fights this weekend, my man.
Oh, I sure will. We'll definitely have a lot to talk about next week. And I want to thank you again, as well as your loyal fans. Thank you for the opportunity. I love talking with you and fans. And any feedback or comments or critique, let me know. I'm going to go back to my neutral corner. I'm going to get a little bottle, a little N-Swell, and a little smelling salt, and I'll come out fighting next week.
Hey, the thing is that people enjoy listening to you, and the time goes quick, right? Like, when I first said, hey, you'd be on for a half hour, you say to yourself, oh my God, what am I going to say? How am I going to talk for a half hour? And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, got to take a break. Half hour's gone by. It's like, man, I just got online. What are you talking about, a half hour? It goes quick, right?
Hey, time flies when you're having fun. And Billy, I have a lot of fun talking to you and your fans. So thank you so much, my friend.
Sounds good, brother. I will talk to you next week.
All right. May boxing have a good week ahead, and let it grow and let it become what it always has been, the greatest sport on earth. Thank you.
All right, brother. Take care.
Bye-bye.
That's my man, Sal, Rocky, Cenicola. And like I keep telling you, it's not just the pizza there. It's all his food. Check it out, salsneighborhoodpizzeria.com, or give him a call, 912-268-2328. I'm going to take a short break. When I come back, I got some news to talk about. We got the Floyd Mayweather, Andre Berto press conference. I got some quotes. Amir Khan against Manny Pacquiao. You think that's going to happen? Good chance. And I got some other stuff to talk about, all coming up in about 2.
Talking boxing.